This is Mike Chappell of Chappell's Equine Service, and this is Finn, and he's 16 years old, and he's come in for to kind of get a fresh up and find a new home. So we're going to go through. We don't know this horse at all. We don't know much about him. He was previously trained and rode, and anyway, we'll just go through things to see where he's at with his training. What we're going to do too is also go through everything to find out where their holes are in their training. We can kind of go over things to where you can see what we ask of a horse when they come in like this, and just to kind of familiarize with the horse, to get yourself familiarized with it. You know, when you bring a horse in like this, it hasn't been rode in a year, he has not been worked with, you know, just don't go get on him, because you're kind of asking for that result. We're going to go through the groundwork, some desensitizing, saddling. I don't know if we'll get into the bridling today, but we're going to go through a lot of stuff just to see, kind of grade him out, see where he's at. Okay, so we're gonna just go, we got him tied up here, and so far so good. So we're gonna go through and brush him down, just see what he is like doing that. And then we're gonna saddle him. So as I'm brushing him down and moving around him and stuff, you can see that he's pretty good here. He was a little bit nervy. Well, there's a little bit right there. And that's, I don't know, I doubt he's cold, but you gotta watch for stuff like that. He's a little bit nervous, you know? So move around him nice and fluent. Just kind of reading and watching for different signs of things. And like I said, we don't know this horse, and we do want to get to know him. So he's a little bit overweight, and he's a little bit crowny here in the neck. But we'll get him in a program, work him here, and he'd be good to go. We're gonna go ahead and saddle him up and let him smell this. And there you go, good boy, good boy. You move her. Good boy, there you go. Move over. There you go, good boy. Yeah, good boy. He's a little reserved. You can see he's a little tight there. Just he don't know us and what's going on here all of a sudden. He's a stocky son of a gun. He's got some legs on him, but he's been around and done stuff, but I just don't know. We don't know. He hasn't been messed with for a year. So, you know, you just don't want to go up there and be nonchalant thinking nothing's going to happen, and it does. You know, so you want to go through nice and fluent. Just be easy with him. Take your time. And but so far, so good. I like what I see. You know, you can brush him, saddle him. So. His feet are, you know, a lot of horses come in here and they're way out, they're flared, or I mean, they're a mess. And he has really good, solid feet. They're not broken out. I mean, they're nothing. And I mean, good and even and good solid. So, all right, so we're gonna get him out and do a little bit of stuff on the ground over here and just see where he's at with that. All right, so like I said, we don't know this horse, so when you unhook him from the hitching post and you go to walk out, I don't care what horse it is, you should be aware of him. Take off, start bucking. We've got a back cinch on him. Like I said, it's been a year, and so I don't want to go just walking off and be in front of him and wind up getting knocked down. So we'll see how this goes. And all right. So we're gonna run around here. He's, like I said, been in a pen, hadn't been worked in a year. I imagine he'd probably be full of himself. So just kind of got to overlook some stuff. All right, back up, back, 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 back up, nope, back, get a very good backup on him. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Back up. There you go. Good boy. All right, so we did need some work. All right. Now I'm going to establish direction here. So the point and go. Now it's all right. We're going to get a yield up here. Not bad. Good boy. That's a good guy. So he's got a good yield up, and he does somewhat go around a little manual, a little fast. That'll slow down, but he's been in a stall and cold weather and hadn't been working a year, so here we go. I'm gonna try it at a canter and see if we can control that. Understands the directions. Good boy. A little bit of crossfire. Try to get it. Okay. Little jump there. So I'm just going to start out slow and go a little bit faster, and I'm not going to get crazy about it. I just want to see what he can't handle. So what you do is when they do that, don't stop using the whip. Just hold his nose to you and keep going until he stops and he shows some kind of relaxation. Moved his ears up, and you got to take a little bit wherever it may be and just build on it from there. But you can see he's pretty reactive on this. So things to look for when you're doing this is licking the mouth, their mouth licking, basically blinking a lot, just blinking, and that their ears are more in a relaxed state, which he's kind of got the ears saying, I'm a little concerned about all this stuff. There's your lick in the mouth. So lowering the head. I don't know, back leg cocked. You just kind of look for these signs of looking for some relaxation. There's some blinks there. But, so we'll try this other side. There he's kind of letting her down now. And we'll try this other side and see where he's at here. Now, don't change the rhythm. Don't go from a nice rhythm to faster all of a sudden, or slow. Don't mix it up. Just stay steady rhythm. And you might even, have to start out a little further like this, and then you can bring it in. You can see he's a little concerned about it. His head right there too. Yeah. Thing is you want to do this kind of stuff, and I know, you know, it's like, it's kind of scary for them and everything, but this is you on them. And something around you doing noises or movement, they're going to be, oh boy, you know. And you know, and read your horse too. I've had clients bring the horses into me, and you'll go do this whip, and read your horse's ears, read your horse right away, because if you do this and that horse is aggressive, they could charge you right there. So you don't want to be standing here going, hey, look at this, you're going to get it, okay? So pay attention to that horse. Keep your hand up here. All right, so we're going to take it, and I'm going to rub his neck here first, kind of just do this, and then take it and sling it over. Reward those, you know, rub him on his rear. Good boy, rub down the legs. Rub on his neck, down his legs, underneath here. Just rub him all over. Pat on the saddle. Pat on his leg. Good boy. Go underneath his belly. Little goose there. So when you see those little goose, them little jumps, those are you in the saddle, and you do something and you can set that horse off. So to me, just seeing what I'm seeing right here, I would say he would be a little bit concerning in the saddle, which you don't, that's why I say keep your hand up here. I like to rub the horse all the time and just get them where they're not doing this no more, that stuff right there. That way you get rid of a lot of that anxiety. Okay, now we're gonna go around the legs. So draw you a line at about a 45 out, and another line here at a 45 out, and then draw you a line straight down, and you stand on the first line and throw the whip around his leg. Now, if you put the whip behind you and you point at his knee right above it, the rope will go there. See that? So if you just point, bring it around. If it's too long and you hit the back leg, just take a little step back. Now you don't have to worry about hitting his leg. Walk straight down that line. It's the same angle as the horse. Right here, and go around the back. And this is why I say keep your hand up here between the horse and you. It'll if you get a horse that jumps out on you, it'll save you from getting ran over. We'll do the same thing over here. Pretty good about it, actually. So that stuff all checks out. So I'm going to move his front end around and just see if I can move the front only around, pivot him around. I'm going to ask him with the whip right behind the ear here, towards his nose, and you're going to tap the air and then build on it. And if you tap him, you got to be walking right through here. And then rub him to a stop. And a lot of people say, why you do that exercise? You need to do that exercise because that's when you're in the saddle moving that front end around. And maybe I'm in a bad situation right here and I need the horse to move away from me. You don't want him not to know how to do it, so you ask him to move over. A lot of people get on horses, ride them, deal with what they got, and the horse has no foundation. Has no foundation. I would say he's missing some. When you do all the foundation work and to get them ready to get in the saddle, and you get on them when in the saddle, then you're going to have a lot more chance of things going right. When you have all these little things that I'm seeing, they're not horrible, but they need some work on them. But you just say you set him up and yourself for success when you do all these things, because if you don't do the foundation, you just get what you get in the saddle, and you're going to spend your time trying to fix a lot of stuff. All right, so we're going to try to flex, see how he is on the side-to-side softness. This would be you with the reins, asking basically to plow rein, and turn left, pull left, turn right, pull right. And so this right here would tell you if he was somewhat soft in the bridle. So we're gonna make a U shape like that, right up here where your hip would be, right here. You're gonna slide down, out, and around. Okay, so not bad. Now, I don't know if you notice him moving towards me, different spots, kind of staying out there in, I'd call neutral land. You want them to finish that last bit. So when they flex around there, they come around like this and they go to you, they go down, they go here. They don't know exactly where you want them. When they finish in, let go. Just let go immediately. And then so slide down, out and around, hold him, that's neutral zone. I would call that all right. He finishes it. He's got to finish it. Not to me. There. All right. Not bad. Of course, we're gonna want him to be better than that, and we'll teach him to be better. And that's the same thing when you're in the bridle and you're on them. You pull out and around, and we use spurs. We lean them on. You don't poke them on. And so you lean the spur on. And here's what, the spur is what's going to bring the horse, the nose around more so than the rein. So I'm going to do the same thing, same angle here, and I'm going to spur him. So I'll put the spur on. You see how much easier that was? So sometimes you'll get that too. So if a horse, let's say you go to do this is kind of nice, and he keeps doing this, keeps walking, just walk with him with his back feet. Walk with his back feet, don't stay up here because you'll get stepped on. So walk with his back feet, go around with him, go around with him. He stops, wait for him to come in, release. All right, you're good. I'd say that's pretty good. We'll check that other side out. So I'm going to ask him around here again. Out and around. Wait for him there. Okay, we'll try it again. This exercise is probably one of the best exercises, getting your horse soft in the bridle. And I give a lot of lessons, and I would say probably 8 out of 10 people, 8 do it wrong. They stand right here, and then they ask the horse to come around, and the horse can't come around, okay? So get yourself back here behind the stirrup, reach down, out and around. All right, so he kind of went to a few places there and me. And the thing is, I didn't let go until I got it where I wanted it, to himself. And if he was to go around, walk with those back feet so you don't get stepped on by the front ones, because he's pivoting around. So walk with the back ones, just push into him, just keep going until he stops. He will stop. I've gone around 10 times and they will stop. If it gets dangerous, gets ugly, just don't do it. Just stop, start over. So just what I'm seeing here, to me, he's a little edgy, and that could be, this first day we've worked with him, he's been in the stall in here. It's pretty cold, and he doesn't know what we're doing. Why? What are you guys doing with me? So I think overall, from what I'm seeing, there's a lot of potential here, and he just needs to learn some stuff. And if you spent a week or 2 weeks with this horse, doing this stuff every day, you would not believe where he is right now in those 2 weeks. At the end of that, where he would be. It would be night and day difference. You wouldn't even know it was the same horse. So what I would do, from what I'm seeing right here, just that little edginess, that little, there's just I've trained a lot of horses and been around a lot of horses, and I tell you what, when I see these little things, I don't want to get on. I'm not going to get on. And the reason being is because you could set him back. Let's say you did get on him and he kind of got scared of something and he took off and bucked you off. Now you got that to mess with. You got a bad situation that you got to climb back through. I would just soon spend the time, set him up correctly, get all the groundwork done, all this desensitizing done. I do a lot more desensitizing with plastic bags, everything else. That way when you go get on the saddle, he's not going to be as spooky. He's not going to be all that edgy. And he's going to learn a lot more, like moving that front end around, flexing better, backing up better. You see in the backup wasn't all that great. Get that horse fluently backing up. Get him freed up. But when you get the left and right flexing done, the backup done, the desensitizing done, you can climb on him. You're probably going to be totally fine. And I would spend more time on the ground with the bridle and do all that kind of stuff. Because when you're just going to have less work to do when you're on him, and it's going to move him way faster forward. So, okay, so we're going to end it here, and we'll probably show him again later on in his progress here. But if you like the video, subscribe and let us know if you have any questions on there. And you might be looking at a new horse. You know, it kind of help you out, kind of things to look for. And anyway, so we'll see you the next time.
Cool.